I mean, we think that life, you talk audacious, is about making a difference. I
Mhm.
think that when you make a difference, I think you're being audacious. You're putting it out there, right? I mean, you're claiming it,
Yes.
naming and claiming, as I say. So that's what we do. I mean,
Welcome to the Audacious Living Podcast, hosted by my man, Audley Stephenson, the Odd Man.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Audacious Living Podcast, where our goal is to help you live your best audacious life ever. Each episode is crafted to inspire, empower, and motivate you to step boldly into your potential and embrace the audacity within you. It's always a pleasure to be here in this space and share with you, and I truly appreciate you spending time out of your day to join us. Now, I want you to think of life as a vast ocean. At times, the waves may crash and the currents may pull you under, but it's how you respond to those challenges that determine whether you sink or swim. Just as a seasoned sailor navigates the unpredictable waters with faith and determination, so too must we approach our lives. Serving others is like a lighthouse guiding us through stormy seas. It illuminates our path and reminds us of our shared humanity. Mentorship and coaching act like the wind in our sails, propelling us forward even when the waves threaten to overwhelm us. Today, I am thrilled to introduce our guest. His name is Paul Tembunde. Paul is a business executive in the home care industry and has dedicated over 23 years to transforming the lives of seniors and their families. Together with his wife, he runs a successful home care company in Baltimore, Maryland, where they not only provide essential services, but also embody the essence of audacious living through their unwavering commitment to serving others. In fact, when you hear his journey, Paul's journey is a testament to the impact of faith and determination, and he's experienced firsthand the transformative power of mentorship and coaching, which has been pivotal to both his personal and professional growth. The audacity to go into an industry that he knew very little about, again, speaks to him as an individual and taking that chance and taking that bold leap into the unknown. It really is a wonderful conversation I'm certain you'll enjoy. So without any further ado, here's my chat with Paul. Take care. Hey, Paul, thank you for joining me here today on the Audacious Living Podcast. I appreciate you taking the time to be here, my friend.
thank you, Audley. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm delighted to be here. It's an honor. And I gotta say, I like the name of your podcast,
Thank
Audacious
you.
Living.
Thank
I
you.
like
No,
it.
it's something that it's actually become a way of life for me, and it's funny every so often. There's an opportunity to do something really wild or crazy, or audacious, and I go, I guess I got to do it. That's a brand now, so I'm stuck to it, right? So I just roll with the punches. But no, it is
Good
really
deal.
something. It is something I truly believe in wholeheartedly, and just with respects to assisting people to get to a better place in their lives, and I truly believe it's that the audacious that exists. It exists in every single one of us. It's just a matter of sort of tapping into it and moving forward and going and accepting it. And for some, and some people that's a challenge. For some people, that's a huge change. For others, it's a
Yes.
transformation, which is something that you certainly help in terms of getting people to a better place from a success and mindset standpoint. So
Yes.
yeah, I think there's some great synergies for why we have this conversation, and maybe as a starting point, Paul, just to kind of give an audience an idea of kind of who you are and the work that you do. Maybe we could talk about that, and what's got you to the point that you're at now.
Oh, thank you, Ali. Again, thank you again for inviting me on your podcast here. My name is Paul Tembunde. I'm a business executive. I'm in the home care space. My wife and I, we own a company called it's a home care company. Take care of seniors. We're based in Maryland, the East Coast of the United States, and we've been in that business for about 23 years. So we take care of seniors in their homes. We don't have group homes. Usually when I say folks, well, you got a group home? No, we don't have. We're not in that. We don't have group homes. Okay, when the home care space is quite wide too. Oddly, to be honest, it's very very. It's a wide arena. Okay, and but what we do is that we have certified nursing assistants.
Okay.
We have a GNS, geriatric nursing assistants. We have some RNs, registered nurses, that work with us that go out to clients' homes, seniors' homes, right? Help them out with the activities of daily living. For example, we help them get out of bed, take their showers, fix meals for them, take them out for walks, for medical appointments, that type of thing. That's what we do. Right. I mean, we're like we're like family to them, because a lot of them we found a lot of them don't have family members around, hardly, and so they rely on somebody to come up and say, "Hey, it's time for you to take a medication, right? It's time
Mm.
for you to take a bath, right? It's time for
Yeah.
you to let's go out for a walk or something. You got a doctor's appointment, let's head on out there." That type of thing. So, like I said, a lot of these folks, it's interesting. And we think that it's a very good thing too because you have a lot of these folks don't have family around. They don't have
Mm.
family around.
True.
And I remember one time, and I'll probably talk about this down the road. Years ago, when we started, we had this one gentleman. He was about 450, maybe 500 pounds, thereabouts. Um, and he was bedbound. Okay, he could
Okay.
not get out of bed. And so what we had to do, we had to have nurses go out there. In fact, he could not go to the bathroom. Okay, I mean that's how we had to do what we call bowel movement for him. I think 2 or 3 times a week, something like that. We had to
Hmm.
do that. And usually on the 4th of July, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, our nurses who took care of him were not available. They were
Gotcha.
with their families.
Right.
Okay, so guess what? My wife and I had to be the caregivers at that time.
Mm.
Thankfully, my wife is she's a licensed practical nurse. Not quite an RN, but right next to
Hmm.
RN. Call
Hmm.
them LPN. So we went out there and we took care of this gentleman. And got him out of bed. You have to use it like a Hoyer lift to get it, out of bed,
Yeah.
put him down, and then take care of him, whatever, and put him back in there. So that's the kind of work we do. I mean, we think that life, you talk audacious, is about making a difference. I
Mm.
think that when you make a difference, I think you're being audacious. You're putting it out there, right? I mean, you're claiming it,
Yes.
naming and claiming, as I say. So that's what we do. I mean, we've been doing that this is a home care business industry for about 23 years,
Gotcha.
and we've served thousands of people. We work with hundreds of team members. The employees, we call them team members. It's more, we think it's a better term to use,
Hmm.
because we're in this together. Okay. It's a teamwork. And so that's what we do. And we love it. Starting out, I did not believe in it. I did not believe, not that I didn't want to help. I mean, I just did not
Right.
believe we could turn into a business. Okay. I did not believe that. I mean, because I did not have a business background. I went to college, but I did not have a business background. I hadn't run anything, hadn't owned anything,
Right. Right.
and had no money really to get started really. And I'll tell you about that story as we go forward here. But I had the dream, man. I wanted to be in control of my life. I wanted to do something for me. I mean, I want to be determined when I took my vacation, how long I took my vacation, for
Sure.
how often I took it, with whom I took it, where I went, all of that, right? And I figured that the only way, was to be able to be in business for myself, and
Mm.
being in a wonderful country, the United States, that affords us the chance to be able to determine our own way, and be able to really, live our dreams as it were, right? I was able to, go out and make this thing happen with the help of my wife, who's an important part of what we do. And next time you probably have her on, Audley, but yeah, she's the main part of what we do.
Mm.
And then, like I said, we started our business, but we've been in business 23 years, and about 12, 13 years into our business, it was doing pretty well. I started to kind of wonder, if that was all there was in life for me. I had this odd feeling. I was grateful to God, okay, for
Sure.
where we were. All
Sure.
right. I mean, I was grateful, man. I mean, coming from where we started out and to be able to own your own thing and run it and employ people, and it was a blessing, man. And I was very, very grateful to God for it. But I said, well, is this something else I should be doing? I felt this nagging feeling in me, man. I felt like there was something more I could do, right?
Mm.
And so, being a person of faith, I prayed about it. Asked God to guide me.
Mm-hmm.
And when you ask God for something, He shows up, right? I mean, He does show up. So He showed up, and He led me to a gentleman. One day, I used to try to walk in the morning, go out for walks, and I was out walking, listening to some motivational,
Okay.
information tape, whatever video
Okay.
from YouTube, and this gentleman came on, right, and he said that a lot of folks don't succeed in life because they don't know what they want.
Okay.
He says, yeah, they don't know. They're ignorant. I
Right.
said, oh, ignorant. You know how it is, Audley. When you call somebody ignorant, man,
Hey, you get their
that's not a
attention.
compliment, right? Is it?
You get their
So
attention.
yeah. I was like, okay. He said, no, everybody's ignorant. Ignorant just means you don't know. Oh, okay. Okay. See, it's a lot of stuff you don't know. It's a lot of stuff I don't know. I mean, but how do you take care of ignorance? You get some knowledge in there, right? Then you understand what's going on. So he said that's the issue. A lot of folks they don't know. They don't know what they want. They don't know it's possible for them, right?
Mm,
He says like when you like darkness and light. I mean,
yeah.
what drives away darkness? Light,
Light. Right.
right? So you got to shine some light into this thing, and that's what. And then I looked this gentleman up, and I signed up for his coaching. He became a mentor. All
Okay.
right, and I said next to my dad, who's of late. This man made it. It was the second man that made a difference in my life,
Mm,
in a strong way, because he opened my eyes to what was possible for me.
mm,
Because I think our biggest challenge is awareness.
yes.
Okay, it's awareness.
Yeah,
We don't know.
that's
Well, you
right.
don't know what you don't know,
That's right.
right? I
That's
mean,
right.
so but that's what this man did for me. He was able to open it, shine my eyes. It was possible for me. When I took his coaching, he told us that I could be anything I wanted to be. I could do whatever I wanted to do. And I was willing to change the person
Yeah.
myself from inside. It was going to be an inside job for me. I said,
Yes.
okay, I had to be able to change who I was so that I could determine how I showed up in the world,
Mm,
right? In
I love that.
society.
I love that.
How I showed up for my wife, how I showed up for my kids, how I showed up for my employees, how I showed up for me.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. So that's what this man told me. He taught me. Okay. He showed me that if I use my God-given talents, I could be who I wanted to be, so I could do what I wanted to do, so I could
Mm-hmm.
have what I wanted to have.
Yeah.
That's the transformation I'm talking about. So again, I signed up for this program unbeknownst to my wife, Audley. My wife did not know this. I did this behind her back, so but my wife started noticing some changes, Audley. Because I wake up pretty early to get on this program, and get to learn and all of that.
Yeah.
And she started seeing some changes. I was talking to her differently, right?
Mhm.
I was talking to my kids differently. I was, responding to stuff differently. And also in the process, he taught me something. I learned a lot of different things, but one of the things he taught us was that, in life you either respond or react. Okay, he said there's a difference. Okay, okay, I wanted to know. He said, well, reacting is when you give away your power.
Yes.
Responding is you think about what you're gonna say, what you're gonna say, how you're gonna face this situation, how you're gonna, and then you come up and respond to it. So responding is claiming your power. You don't give your power away because you think about it, you give it some thought, and then you come up with your solution, whatever it is. And he said the
Mm.
folks who respond have the power. They determine the flow of their life. And so
Yeah.
that I was learning some things. And it was I was changing. I mean, my wife could see it, and eventually my wife came on. She joined me. I mean, she's pretty smart anyway, so she joined me, and we took it from there. So that took our business, our home care business, which is where we are, to a different level, man, to a
Mm.
different level because now we saw what was possible for us.
Possible. Yeah, the possible.
Okay, I mean,
There's so much
before,
power, Paul. I gotta tell you, Paul. There's so
yes,
much power when we talk about the possibilities, the potential that we have. It really is
yes,
endless,
sir,
and,
yes,
and it
oh yeah,
really forces us to think about beyond our present circumstances. And when you can
yes.
instill that in other people, you really are well. The empowerment that you're providing is just
Thank you.
tremendous.
Yeah, yeah, but you see, all this man did it for me. Okay, this man did it for me. When I light your candle, it don't take away from my candle. It just
Mm,
makes our room brighter.
that's right.
Okay, I mean, that's all it does. It don't take away from my candle, and we have to look at it from that vantage point. Oddly, it's about sharing. It's about I believe when you care about somebody, you share what's most important. And you
That's
know
right.
what? You know what's most important is how you think, your philosophy on life. Do you look at life as you being a victim or being a victor? Right? I mean, are you part of the solution? Do you control the solution or circumstances? Because think about it, Audley. Don't we have 24 hours, all of us, don't we?
We do.
Let me ask you this. How come Jeff Bezos can turn his 24 hours in, what, 100, 200 billion? Huh?
Mm,
Okay.
great
He got
question.
24 hours. How come Oprah can turn her 24 hours in whatever how many billion she got? Hello. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that we all have the same amount of time. We all
Yeah,
have we all have challenges. We all do. I mean, we all gotta wake up at night, wake up in the morning, and do whatever trap. Whatever we all have it. But how do
that's right.
we how do we respond to those circumstances though? Because all of us gonna
That's a
have
great
challenge.
question.
All of us do have challenge every day. Go
That's
ahead,
right.
Audie. You were gonna say
No, no,
something.
that's a great question, and it's always kind of our response is the difference maker. And if we can, be mindful of what we're doing or what's happening to us, I think we can better equip ourselves in the long run. And so you're right. We do have this. We all have the exact same amount of time.
Yes, I mean, and this man taught me that we're co-creator with God. We are co-creator with God of our future, of our life. You see what I'm saying? We're not a victim, man. I mean, we're not. And that's the thing. That's the changing me, man. I showed up differently. You can say whatever you want to say, but somebody can say whatever they say about me, but I knew who I was. Because when you know who you are, man, when you know who you are, they can't tell you nothing.
That's right.
When you true to who you are, right? You respect you treat you right, you show up right for you. Because I mean, I cannot pour an empty cup.
That's right. You
Only
can't.
we can, but we're gonna fill our cup first before we can be able to serve other people.
That's right.
So
That's
we
right.
had to get that training, get coached up, and then from there we could then be able to help. And that's what we do.
Beautiful. Well, congratulations on
Thank you.
the journey. I think that's really important, first and
Thank,
foremost, to
thank you.
acknowledge because there is a lot of work that goes into getting to where we are, and you
100%.
yeah, you clearly done that. I'm real curious about
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
guess the transition because you studied finance and now you're in a totally different direction. I mean, I think that really. So when we talk about the spirit of audacious as an example, like you really, because a big part of this is really taking a chance on yourself, right? That's what you got to do,
Hmm.
um, and that's not an easy thing.
Well, you're right, Audley. You're right. I mean, but we were hungry, man. We wanted to, we were hungry, man. We had so many months and months at the end of the money that it was not funny. Okay, so it'd be like 20 of the month, money's gone, man. But we still got 10 more days to the end of the month. I mean, when you go through that, man, and you start raising a family like we did, we start raising our family. My wife and I wanted a family, so we started that, and we found out pretty quickly, man, that the money we had was not gonna go back so far. Okay, like I said, we did had no money when we started this home care business. Matter of fact, we took a loan from our credit card. A credit card really at a little over $12,000 cash advance to purchase our first because we're part of a franchise system, right? To buy a
Yep,
home.
yep,
That's how we did it, and we had no, like I said, we had no experience, we hadn't owned anything, we were not managers, right? I mean, we didn't have no rich uncle or aunt or somebody who knew. I mean, none of that. But we believed, man. We believed in our franchisor, and they did a heck of a job. I got to tell you, but we were good students too. But we were just hungry, man. We were just sick and tired of being sick and tired, man. To be honest with you, we wanted more. When you want more, you're gonna find a way, man. I mean, we're humble too. You want to learn, man. We were hungry. When you're hungry, man, you open yourself to, and then we had God also was working with us. Remember, I talked about God being a
sure,
co-creator with us.
yep,
That's what it was, man. So had all that working for us, and when you put your heart into something, man. I mean, it will come out right. And you doing the right thing for the right reason. You're ready to serve people. Which is what our core thing is about serving, man.
yeah,
I mean, because as I said, I always say it to folks that you can make money doing whatever. I mean, work at McDonald's, you're gonna make some money. right? But is that what you want to do? I mean, if it's what you want, that's fine. We'll serve in different ways. I mean, you're serving right here, Audley, with this program, this platform. This is service. You know what I'm saying? So, I think when you find what you love, to do,
Yes.
and which is, I think, the end game, really. What's your passion? What do you want to do? How you want to show up? What do you want to be remembered for? This is legacy building, brother. I mean, we have to look at what's the difference, because at the end of the day, when you're gone, what are they gonna say about you?
That's right.
I mean, what void did you fill? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
What difference did you make? What was your
Not
contribution?
well, and they're not going to talk about the material possessions you owned, right? He had a great car, a big
Hey,
house. I mean,
brother. Well, think about it, Audley. Somebody had it before you did.
that's right. That's
You
right.
know what I'm saying? I mean, the good, but I mean, I'm looking at something that you're right. I mean, but to me, it's beyond the material, really, because I mean, I think the impact is what we do for others at the end of the day. How do we serve? How do we show up for our best for others? Because that's just the way I look at it, though. I mean, and we all have gifts, you know that. I mean, everybody has gifts, but challenge is how do we figure those gifts out and use it for good. So
Yeah.
society benefits and we also benefit because everybody has a unique talent. I can't do what you do as good as you do. I can't. I mean, I can get in here and say a few things, but I mean, this audacious living is you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It is you. It ain't me. You see,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gifted in something else.
Sure. Sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
And I think the beauty is finding what that gift is for you, and then finding how you can serve, share with others.
Yeah. Walk that path. Right. It's what
Howley,
well, walking that path, right? What
yes,
is my
sir,
gift?
yes, sir.
And then what do I
You
do
know,
with it afterwards, right? Walking that path,
exactly.
right? And that's what,
Yes. So like I said, when we got through the training, the mentorship with this gentleman, and we got through we signed up for some other mentorship along because we saw how good it was, right? How good it was. It's changed us, changed our business, changed the relationship with me and my wife, my kids, family, work. I mean, it turned our business around, it turned everything around, man. I
Mhm.
mean, and we said, wait a minute, if this could have this much of an impact on us, maybe it could help some other people.
That's right.
I mean, because we have folks in similar situations, and so we started sharing with other people, started coaching other folks. So wait a minute, it ain't just the business. I mean, how about how you looking at this stuff? How
Mhm.
you showing up when these challenges come up? Because they're always gonna come up.
That's right.
But if you preview these challenges, you already know it's taken care of before you even get face challenge. That's how the battle won right there.
That's right.
You don't freak out because you're in control. So all those kind of strategies. I mean, setting goals. How do you set them? Are you setting goals that you can achieve right away? Or are you setting stretch goals? Because stretch goals change you from the inside out, and that's what you want. And then we talk about the fact that it's not the money is gonna come. Like I said, we're gonna get paid some kind of way, man. I mean, because we got bills to pay, right? So the money's gonna come from somewhere. But who are you in the process, though?
Yeah.
I
That's
think
right.
it's the most important.
Yeah.
Because who you become in the process really is the big thing to us. And from what I learned from it, that you become a better version of who you are,
Of
man.
course. Of
You you,
course.
you know you're part of the solution, man. You're able to serve. I mean, you go to church, man. They say, listen, time for offering, man. You show up, man. They can count on you, right? I mean, you take quality vacations, right? I mean, you impact lives, man. I mean, you feel good about your contribution in life. That's what this is about. That's what
Right.
this is about, man.
That's right. That's right. No, you're right. Paul, I think everything you said is bang on, and first off, very much in line with what we regularly talk about here on this podcast. So first and foremost, but then beyond that, just the idea of recognizing our inner greatness, what are our strengths, our skills, our abilities, and kind of walking that path. And so everything you said is in line with that, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. I'm curious because I would imagine that when you made this leap and when put bought a business on credit and took these chances and bet on yourself. I would imagine that
Yes.
there were some fears or some concerns or some periods of uncertainty. Just curious, sort of, how did you respond or how did you react to deal with those to not let them overtake you and cause you to freeze up and not take any action?
What? Thank you. Again, great question, Ali. Great question. Yeah, we had some fears, man. We had challenges, man. I mean, this weren't what was it? What I mean, I could say we're overnight success, but it took us 23 years. Okay, I mean, so I mean, I mean, we started out like I said, we had no money. In fact, we started out in our business. We had just purchased a little townhouse, and we couldn't afford office space, so we started from the basement of our townhouse. Okay, and then a few months after we started, I lost my job. I used to be a Microsoft systems engineer, so I was in IT. I lost my job. So, and I said, well, you know what? I'm not gonna look for a job, man. I mean, this is my job you know. Thankfully, my wife still had her job. She was database administrator. And so we said, well, why don't you keep your job, and then you can at least help us provide for the family, right? Well, I try to work on this business. So I was the office manager, the receptionist, the bookkeeper, the HR. I mean, you name it, brother. I mean, I did it all. Okay, because we couldn't afford it. We couldn't afford to hire somebody you know. I mean, I used to have two phones, cordless phones back in them days. I'm dating myself now, but you get the picture. I mean, one for clients, one for caregivers, employees, and clients. So that's two phones. That's all you should carry. Okay. Then when one ring, I mean, that's what we did, man. We just did what we had to do, man. We figure, to your point, we want to better ourselves. Okay. I mean, we met our employees, our potential employees at the library. We had no office, man. Okay. I mean, you know why we met up at the library? Because the library, they got a Xerox machine, right? You can take a copy of the driver's license, social security card, whatever. You can get all that stuff. They can fill out the application there too. That's how we met them. Okay, my wife would put a badge on with her name, and then meet them, front of the library. Say, okay, y'all look. That's how we do it, and get them to a corner and do the paperwork, interview them. That's what we did, man. I mean, I remember paydays. We used to mail folks checks out, but most times we'll meet them at a McDonald's, at a Wendy's parking lot, and give their checks out. That's what we did. Okay, that's what we did. I mean, I remember, and it was pretty tough because sometimes we would be able to pay everybody who could not even pay ourselves. I remember, oftentimes would write my wife's check, my check, we'll cash one person's check, and I would have to wait for money to come in before cash the other person's check. But we just did what we had to do. I mean, we figured that we're sowing seeds, man, to get religious here, Sowing seeds. We're planting seeds, and we figure at some point it would sprout. Okay, and that's what we did. I mean, we like I said, I was a marketing person, man. I remember back in them days, man. I get into all these offices trying to market our services, man. This lady would just shut the door in front of me, don't come back, whatever. And I would turn around and come back, a few days later. I mean, we just did what we had to do, man. I mean, we just did what we had to do. We were hungry. We were hungry, man. We wanted it so bad, man. I mean, we figured, well, if one door closes, maybe a window gonna open, man. We just kept showing up, And I think that it was all of that, man. That made it for us. And eventually we were able to, my wife was able to quit her job. Okay, in 2 years of starting this, 2 years, she was to quit her job. And it was interesting because when she went to quit her job, her boss, she had a contract. Her company had a contract with the federal government, and so when she was working directly for the federal person, right? Representing whatnot. And so when she went to quit her job, that federal guy was like, "What is it? Is it the money? I mean, do you need more pay?" He said, "No, no, no. It ain't the money." He's okay. Well, if it's not the money, there's not much I can do for you. I mean, if you gotta go, you gotta go because the money was sort of the big thing, right? So if I up your pay, yeah, maybe you won't stay. But my wife had seen something that had taken her heart. She had seen that she could do a lot more and be a lot more effective. Doing what we were doing and still get paid for it. So and that's it was just belief, man. It was God's grace. I gotta say that God's grace. We were hungry, like I said. But I think we had God's grace in everything we did. We just kept going, and then eventually we had people that helped us. Okay, I mean, and over the years we've had hundreds of people. Now we have a team. We have a team of about 25 people, close to even 30, helping us do what we do. Who've grown the business, a lot more, and but we had to bet on ourselves because I tell you what, Audley, if not you, who? If not now, when? Huh? If not now, when? If not you, who?
That's right.
Everybody got a past.
That's right.
Everybody came from somewhere,
Right.
from some situation. Everybody goes through situations, but we can't let the situation control us. Audley, I look at from the training I got, that's what we call in life, that's called what we call to determine success is what we call determining factors, okay, and contributing factors. Determining factors and contributing factors. What are contributing factors? The weather, the economy,
Mm-hmm.
the president who's in the White House,
Mm-hmm.
okay, the traffic, family, neighbors, whatnot. Somebody give you a break or don't give you a break. Somebody return your call, don't return. Those are contributing factors.
Yes.
What are determining factors? Your faith, your character, your hunger, your discipline, man. Okay? Personal your word. That's because those determine how far you're gonna go.
That's right. You're right.
Okay. If somebody tell you, man, this a podcast ain't gonna fly, and you say, okay, well, I believe you. Hey, you shut the door.
That's right.
But they say, oh, you know what? I like the name of the podcast, but it might. And you said, listen, man, this podcast is gonna happen with or without you.
That's right. That's right.
That's the attitude. You see what I'm saying? Those are determining factors. So, I learned pretty quickly through my training that there's certain things I had control of. And the interesting thing about determining factors, oddly, we have control over those.
That's right.
You got to
Yeah.
choose how you show up. You got to choose what you're going to respond to. You got to choose, if you have the last word. You do. You and God have the last word. It ain't the economy. Excuse me. Because I tell you what. I don't care what president in the White House. Let me ask you a question, Audley. Turn the table around here.
Sure.
Have you been invited to the White House, man, by the last president or this one? Okay, thank you. So
yeah.
So it ain't. I mean, you get my point, right? So I mean, so I don't care who in the White House or it's not in the White House. I'm not invited regardless.
Right.
So what do I care? Huh?
No, I
Okay.
get you. I get you. I like that. I like that analogy. No. So no, I had to answer your question. I have not been invited by any president to the White House, and
There you go. Me neither.
I'm not sure
We're the same
when.
boat.
I'm not sure when or if it'll happen, but I'm going to continue my life regardless. And I think that's really
There you go.
what you're talking about here. Um, super, super curious. And I've loved the insights that you've shared. And I think everything you've indicated is
Thank
bang
you.
on.
Thank
And
you.
certainly love the
Thank
way
you.
that you've set
Thank you.
yourself up and
Thank
jumped
you.
into the business world, if you will.
Thank you.
So what I'm really curious about is sort of what sort of actionable steps can listeners take to develop a success mindset? Because that's again an area that you really focus on in terms of business success. But I would imagine the mindset is where it starts. And so, what kind of steps can you take to develop one of that frame of thinking?
Thank you, Ali. Fantastic question, man. Fantastic question. Well, the mindset, you have to be curious. You have to be curious. You have to want more for yourself. What I often tell clients is that, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want in life? What makes you happy? Take some time and get a sort of find out find out speak to yourself, because the answers are within us, every one of us now.
Sure.
We have the answer. It's right here. It's in our heart. But if we don't ask, how it's going to show up? We have to take time to take an inventory, if you will, of what we want, who we are. All right, because there's greatness in every one of us. We believe that 100%. My wife and I do. There's greatness in every one of us. But if we don't take the time to do that inventory, we don't know. We don't know. Everything that has changed the world has come from a person, not a machine necessarily. It took a person to create a machine. So that's the genius of us.
Right.
So what I always often tell folks is spend some time just, thinking, I try to do it in the morning, first thing in the morning. That's what I do. That's my time where I sit down for about, say, 20 minutes, half an hour, and just, connect with source. For me,
Yep.
it's God, right? And what do I want to do? And then ask for answers too. Because when you ask, you will receive. It's the word, eh? It's in the Bible. Ask and it shall be given unto you. Okay. Ask, fervently, within faith. But you do some of that. And then start putting some goals on what do you want to do. I would suggest somebody like that get into listen to some inspirational, motivational information. You know, it's real cheap now. It's on the YouTube, right? I mean, all over the. I mean, your podcast is an example of that, Audley. You know, your podcast is inspirational. Listen to folks because you gotta want it, man. It's out there. It's out there. Get some books that inspire and instruct on the motivational side of it. You know, that's what. Get around people that are building you up, not bringing you down. Because too often we don't have the right people around us. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, and that determines a lot of what we do. And then just start working on that, you know. And if they need someone help, they can reach out to us. You know, they can reach out to us. We're at premierdestiny.com or askjohnandpaul.com. It's all spelled out. Ask John and Paul. And I'll send you that. I'll send you the our website, everything. Oddly,
Yeah, no, yeah.
I'll
We'll
send
let
you
your
that so you can put
contact
that.
details in the show
Yeah,
notes.
yeah, I'll send you all of that. And then you know, and matter of fact, if even like I said, get books. I mean, this is a book that my wife wrote. You know, if you can see that,
Oh, there we go.
this is my wife's book. Okay, it is an international bestseller. Money locates you. It's all inspired by the word. Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, she wrote this after we signed up, you know, the coaching.
Sure.
That's you know, that's a side benefit. That you know, get books that instruct.
Yes.
You know, start feeling good about who you are, man. I mean, start investing yourself because you know Warren Buffett said it. The best investment is in yourself.
Yeah.
Think about it. If Warren Buffett, the most successful investor on Wall Street, right? If he says that the best investment is in yourself, hey, I think I need to listen to people like that.
Sure. Sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That you gotta bet, like you gotta bet on yourself, man. You gotta bet on yourself. Like I said, if not you, who? If
Mm,
not now, when? Anybody coming to save you?
yeah.
You gonna have to be part of this.
Yeah.
I mean, because remember, when you wait on somebody, because you're giving your power away.
Sure.
Everybody, including Audley, has gone through challenges.
That's
Well,
right.
been there, you know. But when you hang around the right people and you bet on you, you get ahead. And what does bet on you mean? Start stretching your mind. Start reading, seeking out information. You know, okay. I mean, you know, do some things that move you to where you want to go.
Yep.
Have some goals.
Yep.
Have some.
That's right.
You gotta have goals, man. What do you want? That's what I thought.
You
What do you
have to.
want to do?
Yeah, because what that does is goals fuel you and tells you why you do
100%.
your actions
100%.
purpose. Gives your actions purpose
100%.
and it tells you why you do what you do. And I think that's exactly where you're at.
100%.
Yeah,
And then oddly, you're right. And then oddly, goals give you the power, man.
that's right.
You get to direct your life.
That's
And
right.
I think that's where I want to be, man. I mean, in the car, I don't want to be just passenger. I want to drive, man.
Right,
And
right,
that's what
right.
we're talking about, right? And the goals give you that. I mean, you know, I always, my wife and I, like I said, we tell people all the time, you know, there's greatness in you. There's greatness in you. Let's help you bring it out. You know, we believe that is a more powerful version of you, myself, everybody out there. There's a better version, you know, more powerful version when to emerge, man. A version of you that has no limitations.
Right.
Okay, it's full of purpose, ready to impact the world, your world, your world.
Yeah,
It's out there, but
yeah.
oftentimes, like I said before, we don't know that we have that. And that's where we need guidance. For us, oddly, coaching for us is not just, you know, it's not just coaching for us. It's a calling, you know, because we've seen the differences made in our lives. Matter of fact, the folks we've coached, I mean, it's transformed their lives, man.
Yeah.
Transformed their business.
That's yeah.
Because I mean, like I said, I tell you, the biggest gift is not what you give somebody monetary. At least that's the way I look at it. It's not the money you give somebody, the gifts you give somebody. It's the impact you make in their lives. I mean, if you
Absolutely.
give them a thought, right? You know, you give them, you change the way they look at life. Okay, the philosophy on life. All right, with the more focus on what they can do, what their part can be. They'll be able to do things that change their situation and their family situation and their neighborhood. I mean, that's the difference. That's long lasting, man.
Mm,
I mean, a car, you get a car, you're gonna have at a certain point how to put some, you gotta put gas in it. That's number one. You gotta take it to get it to the shop and get it. So I mean, once you get the right mindset, man, you become limitless, as I said. Yeah,
mm.
you know, but the bottom line is that we all have that greatness. We need to bring it out so that we can live. You know, matter of fact, to your word, I mean, we believe also one of the things we say is this that you know, we get to inspire people, empower them, okay, and enlighten them so they can bring out the greatness that they have in themselves. And then once they bring that greatness out, what do? They get to lead and live a life of abundance
Yeah,
and fulfillment.
that's it.
because that's what it's all about, Audley.
That's
Think
audacious
about it,
living, if
Audley.
you ask me. That's living
There you go.
audacious.
There you go. There you go. I'll
Bring
try to
it,
use that in it. Yeah.
bring it full circle back to the podcast. But no, what you
Yes, sir.
described is
Yes,
bang
sir.
on.
Yes,
And
sir.
Paul,
That's it.
love the insights that you shared today.
Thank you.
I think
Thank
they're
you.
very, very powerful. Congratulations
Thank
on the
you.
success of you and your wife and the chance
Thank you.
that you've taken
Thank
on
you.
yourselves to
Thank you.
get you where you are now. And also,
Thank you.
I am so encouraged with the fact that you've taken your story and you're using that to share with other people. I think that's absolutely tremendous. So congratulations on that as
Thank you.
well. And again, I really appreciate the time here. And thank you for being a guest on the Audacious Living Podcast.
Thank you. Oddly, it's an honor, a pleasure to be on. Like I said, I'm a very private person. I mean, I don't like the word introvert. I mean, I think it's kind of, I don't like to talk much, but I believe that being a person of faith, I believe that when God blesses you, and speaks to you, first of all, it blesses you. You got to be a blessing to others.
Yeah.
That's number one. But when He speaks to you, and you believe in what you're doing, and He calls you to serve, you have to answer that call. Okay, and I'm not the only one you're answering it to. You're answering what you do with Audacious living here. You're answering a call. That's a call, I'm sure, from God. And because I can tell, because you're happy what you're doing. You can tell when somebody working for the money
Sure,
and when
sure.
somebody's doing something they love to do. And I could see that. I mean, because it's all about energy, right? I mean,
Yeah,
it's about that. And I see that. So we're all making a difference, man. I'm just, doing my little piece to
you are.
serve. Hopefully, it impacts somebody's life. But the bottom line is that we have the power in ourselves. I hate to die with the music in me. I hate that, man.
Play
Let my
it.
music come out.
That's it. That's it. And you're
Thank you,
definitely
sir.
doing
Thank
that,
you.
man. That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank
Well,
you.
thanks for the time, Tim. It was great chatting with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ellie. Thank you so much. And I'll send you, like I said, I'm gonna send you the show notes and whatnot, my contact information. If everyone wants to reach out, we're there to serve. We'd love to help whoever wants to, so they can bring in that greatness that they have, and be able to make a difference, man. And because that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, we can't take it with us. We can put it out there.
That's it. All the best, my friend. That's awesome.
Thank you so much, Ellie. Thank you again. Thank you.
Great. I'm gonna turn that off. Awesome. That's great, Paul. That's great. How'd it feel?
No, thank you. Well, you did it, man. Thank you, Audley. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good. So,
Thank
like
you.
I said,
Thank
roughly 3 to 4 weeks. When it
you.
comes out, I'll make sure you get the links and whatnot. And
Thank you,
if
Audley.
there's something that you need, I'll
Thank you.
send that to you as well. Not a problem at all.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you, Audley.
man.
And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put I'm gonna go back on Podmatch and put the contact in there for you. And like I said,
Yeah.
like I
I
said,
think it's there already, though. I think it's there already, isn't it? The contact details. It
I
may
don't
not,
know.
but if it's not there, put it
I
in the
don't think
chat.
I gave you the one for the book though. I don't think I did.
Oh, okay. Good. Okay.
Yeah, because your listeners can have a free ebook version. They can just download it.
Okay.
And then
Awesome. Thanks for
it's a
that.
labor of love. Yeah, well, hey, listen, man. We have to. I believe that we have to impact lives, man. We have to impact people, man. I
Yep.
mean, and somebody did it for us, right?
That's right.
We're just paying it forward. Paying it
Well, I'm
forward.
glad you're
Yes.
doing that, my friend. I'm glad you're doing that.
Thank you, Ali.
Thank
Again,
yourself.
thank you for this chance. Thank you for the opportunity to share, and all the best to you.
Bye-bye. Back we are here on the podcast. In today's conversation with Paul, we explore the profound impact that serving others can have on our lives. Paul shared how his commitment to helping seniors not only transforms their lives, but also enriches his own. He emphasized the importance of responding rather than reacting to challenges, a concept that can profoundly change the way we approach our daily struggles. What really resonated with me the most was Paul's belief in the transformative power of mentorship. He described how a coach helped him to uncover his potential and guided him to become the person he is today. This idea struck a chord with me because it highlights the ripple effects of positivity and growth that mentorship can create, not just for the mentee, but for the community at large. I encourage you to connect with Paul directly. His insights are invaluable for anyone looking to foster a success mindset. yet, you certainly can find his contact details in the show notes below. And I highly recommend you reaching out to him if you're interested in mentorship or coaching. Paul has generously offered a free ebook version of his wife's best-selling book, Money Locates You, for our listeners. So that's something I'd encourage you to take advantage of. And again, all those appropriate links are in the show notes. You can download and start your journey towards financial empowerment. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for joining me on this episode of the Audacious Living Podcast. I hope you found inspiration in our conversation with Paul and that you feel empowered to live audaciously in your own life. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to like, follow, subscribe, or share this podcast with a family or friend to help us grow our community. Remember, you have the power to create a life filled with purpose and impact. Until next time, stay safe, be kind, show love to one another, and be audacious.
You've been listening to the Audacious Living Podcast, hosted by Audley Stephenson. If you enjoyed what you heard, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, be audacious.